Someone asks how you're doing, and you say fine, even when you're not. You do it without even thinking, so why do we reach for a small lie instead of just telling the truth?
Why do people tell small, harmless lies?
Oh, sweetheart, think about it this way. When someone cooks for you and the meal is just not quite right, what do you say? You say it's lovely, don't you? Because in that moment, what matters isn't the food, it's them. It's keeping that warmth between you. We all do it. We say no worries when there are a few worries. We pretend we remember someone's name because admitting we don't feels like we're saying they didn't matter to us. And they do matter. These little edits we make, they're not really about the facts of the situation, they're about the feeling we want to leave behind. The little lie says, I care about you enough to smooth this over. It's how we signal to each other that we're safe, that we're kind, that we want to stay connected, and honestly, dear, most of the time, that's exactly what the other person needs to hear.
Why do people tell small, harmless lies?
Look, nobody wants to look bad. That's just the truth. You forget someone's name, you pretend you remember, you're late, you blame traffic. You have no idea what's going on in the meeting? You nod. Because the alternative is what? Looking forgetful, looking disorganized, looking like you're not on top of things. Nobody wants that. These little lies aren't about scamming anyone. They're about protecting how people see you. You're done. You're standing. Because once people think you're a mess, that sticks. You're not lying to con someone out of something. You're just managing the picture, keeping it clean, keeping it strong. People respect competence, champ. They respect someone who seems together. So when the truth makes you look weak or scattered, you make a small adjustment. That's not dishonesty. That's reputation management.
Okay, so here's the thing that I think people don't really talk about. Even when the truth is totally harmless, like objectively fine, it can still feel risky. Like, what if they get upset? What if they ask follow-up questions and now you're stuck in this whole thing you didn't want to get into? So you just say, it's fine, or you say you can't make it, and suddenly all of that just doesn't happen. The lie kind of closes the door before anything uncomfortable can walk through it. And I don't know. I think the brain doesn't really stop to check whether the threat is serious or not. It just goes, okay, this could go badly. Here is the safer answer. So you say no worries even when there are worries, because worries feel safer kept to yourself, right? It's not about being deceptive. It's just trying to avoid the fallout, even imaginary fallout, which, to be fair, can feel very real in the moment.
Why do people tell small, harmless lies?
Bro, okay, honestly, sometimes the truth is just so much more effort than it's worth. Like, someone asks how you are and your brain's going through this whole list of things, and it's like, or you could just say, good, thanks, done, zero effort, zero awkward silence, zero having to explain yourself for the next 10 minutes, and that feels amazing compared to the alternative. Like, your brain's basically doing the little cost-benefit thing without you even noticing, and it goes, okay, tell the truth, and maybe things get weird and heavy and complicated, or say it's all good and everyone just moves on and it's chill. Not gonna lie, the second one wins almost every time. Especially when whatever you'd be honest about is kind of low stakes anyway, right? It's not like you're hiding something massive. You're just picking the path that doesn't make the next 30 seconds uncomfortable. And dude, 30 seconds of not awkward is genuinely worth a lot.
This is actually quite straightforward when you look at it functionally. A small untruth keeps the interaction on a predictable track. If someone asks whether you are ready and you are not entirely ready, saying you are ready prevents a disruption to the schedule. If someone asks how you are feeling and the accurate answer would open a lengthy and unpredictable conversation, a short positive response closes that variable. It is efficient. Over time, people develop standard responses. I am good. All sorted. No problem at all. These function as scripts. They are not constructed in the moment. They are automatic. And automatic responses reduce the cognitive effort required to navigate social interaction. The concern I have is that when a script is used often enough, it becomes the default regardless of accuracy. But from a purely structural standpoint, the small lie serves a very clear purpose. It keeps things stable, it keeps things moving, and it keeps the outcome within an expected range.
Why do people tell small, harmless lies?
My child, there is a reason these small untruths feel so natural. The truth, even when it is gentle, sometimes carries weight. It can slow things down, open doors you were not prepared to walk through, or ask something of the other person that the moment does not have room for. And so people make a small edit, not to deceive, but to keep the interaction soft, to protect something fragile in themselves or in the other. Like water finding the smoothest path downhill, people tend toward the response that causes the least friction in the moment.
The quiet difficulty is that these little adjustments can become so habitual that they happen before there is even a choice. Politeness and avoidance begin to look the same from the inside, but most of the time, underneath even the smallest untruth, there is simply someone trying to stay connected without getting hurt. That impulse is about as human as it gets.
If you made it this far, you're gonna want to see what comes next. Hit subscribe so you don't miss our next video, and click the video on screen now to keep learning more. See you in the next video.